Hello, this is Eazytarget coming back at you with another Diablo 3, but this time it is for the EU server. This one is a little bit different Necromancer mix up here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the build. Alright, starting off with the gear. Looks like we're using the Pestilence build, so that's going to be using your Corpse Lance and your Bone Spear. Your Bone Spear is only going to be really used for recharging your Land of the Dead. So keep that in mind. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Basically just gives you a better cooldown for your Land of the Dead. Other than that, you got a couple other buffs on here. This weapon right here will give you the Ingam, will give you a 10-second cooldown after you kill an elite. It is very important that you kill all the adds elites to trigger this. If you kill the elite himself and he gives you the orbs, but there's a little elite minion, it will not give you the buff until you kill him. So you want to kill everybody in the elite group. Moving on over to the skills, we got Bone Spear, Bone Armor, Devour, Corpse Lance, Blood Rush, Land of the Dead, and for the passives, we have Standalone, Fueled by Death, Final Service, this is a free death right here, and Overwhelming Essence. Alright, and the way you're going to want to use this is you're going to want to port around until you get over to the elite that you want to fight, and then you pop your Land of the Dead. Whenever you pop your Land of the Dead, you're going to want to use your 1. That's going to be able to devour the corpses around you. And since you have Land of the Dead popped, it's just free corpses everywhere. And it's just going to be able to put your corpse lances everywhere. So every time you devour a corpse lance will be able to go out and destroy your target. It goes randomly, so you don't really have to point at any of the targets. It just goes and just kills everything on the screen. So just keep the button clicked and it will kill all of your enemies. You do want to make sure your bone armor is up. If you don't have your bone armor on, you will die very very easily. And then you also want to make sure whenever you're in between Land of the Deads that you're throwing your Bone Spear, but you want to be moving away from things, or you want to be pushing to the next elite pack and just throwing a Bone Spear here and there so your Land of the Dead will reset. And then again, Bone Armor whenever it's up off cooldown. And that's basically it. You want to make sure the Land of the Dead is active at all times for your elite kills, otherwise you're not going to be really doing damage. Your Devour on PC, you could do that numlock trick, I believe. I've never done that myself. I personally don't like doing that, but I just kind of spam the button myself. But that's just going to be able to throw your corpse lances and kill everything that you have on screen. So let's go ahead and move on over to the maps. I'll show you the elite placements and how I went about killing or going to the elites and killing all the elites on the map. And then after that will be my run. Alright, thank you guys for stopping by. This is Eazytarget. I have finally gotten the EU version out there for you guys. Sorry for the long time it's taken, but this is easy, and I'll see you on the maps. Alright, here we go. Starting off with floor number 1. They don't mark the levels on these maps here, but this is floor 1, and we'll be entering in on the bottom right down here. What I did was I just poured it into like the first group right here. Then I used my bone armor to get my stacks up, and then I just poured again. Keep walking through. You'll be going pretty quickly, so it won't be too hard to dodge the enemies right here. But try to get over to this first elite. Pop your Land of the Dead to freeze everybody in place, and then go ahead and devour everything. Just click down number 1, whatever the Devour is, and go ahead and just destroy that elite. Once the elite is done, collect those orbs and then move on over to the other guy. But as you're moving on over there, throw your Bone Spear randomly at enemies, hitting them, and this will lower the cooldown on your Land of the Dead. And then by the time you're over to the elite over here, hopefully your Land of the Dead is active again. Otherwise you might want to just circle around him and come back. You don't want to stick around in that corner because you will get trapped and you will die. This is a pretty hard rift here, so you want to be very careful on your placement of your character and stay away from the trash whenever you don't have a little portability, or you don't have Land of the Dead. Once you have Land of the Dead, you can just stand still and go ahead and spam that Devour, and that's just going to kill everything on screen. But if your Land of the Dead is not popped right here, do pull him back. Just like try to kite him. Just throw a Bone Spear, move, Bone Spear, move, and then you should be able to just kite him back a little bit and get a little bit closer to this elite over here. If he follows you all the way, go ahead and try to take both of them out at the same time, but I don't think that's going to happen. But once you do get your Land of the Dead back up, go ahead and pop that, use your Devour, knock him out of there. Make sure you're using bone armor. You don't want that bone armor to go away because you will instantly die. Once you get this guy down, just go ahead and go down here. Your Land of the Dead will not be up by the time you get to this guy. So just kind of try to kite him over to this other guy right here, because you can kite him basically all the way over. They'll kind of get stuck right in this area right here. But just go ahead and keep throwing those bone spears at them, and then you should be good to go. And then go ahead and try to get this guy right here and then kite him back over to the other guys. So then whenever you do get your Land of the Dead up, go ahead and pop it, and you should be able to take both those guys out at the same time. Once you get done with that, make sure you pop your bone armor right before they die. And then go ahead and exit this level and get on over to level 2. This is level 2 right here. Again, it doesn't really tell you, but that is map or floor number 2. Whenever you get over here, you got a lot of elites right off the bat. And what I did was I just came in here. I kind of messed it up a little bit. These guys didn't die right off the bat, but you should be able to take these two guys out together. Whenever you first pop in here, they're right next to each other. You can choose to use this speed pylon right now, but I would probably try to wait for it until you come back to this area, as I'll tell you why in just a second. But you pop your Land of the Dead, or you try to kite them over a little bit and use your Land of the Dead, try to take them out, and then once your Land of the Dead is done and you can't do any more damage, then go ahead and just blow by these guys, throwing your bone spear, just trying to reset your Land of the Dead. Get your shield over here. Once you get your shield, then go ahead and pop your Land of the Dead right here and take these guys out as you are headed back over to this other elite. Should have this last elite to take out right here. And then hopefully you should be almost dead, or you should be able to use your bone spear to take him out. But if not, just go ahead and hit that speed pylon and then move around him, throwing your bone spear at him to reset your Land of the Dead again, and then just do it that way. And then I would actually just go ahead and use your Land of the Dead once you get it up again to kill trash on the way out over here. So pop it and then devour, and then port, devour, port, devour, port, devour, port, and just keep doing that until it runs out. And then on the way out of this floor right here, go ahead and throw your bone spears to try to reset it until you get to the next level here. Once you get to the floor 3 right here, we got floor 3, boom, just label that for you right up there. Once you're on floor 3, you're going to be entering in right up here. You got an elite right off the bat. You may have to throw a couple bone spears at him to reset the Land of the Dead, but once it's set, try to pull him a little bit over here so you can get some of that trash in there. You want to get as much kills as possible with your Lands of the Dead. So once you get that kill right there, you're just going to move on over to the last elite. There's a pack right around here that you want to just throw some bone spears at before you trigger the elite. That way it makes it a little bit easier to survive. But once you get that Land of the Dead back up, go ahead and go down there, kill that elite right there, and you should be good to go. You should be pretty close to triggering it. I had to back up a little bit and kill a little bit of trash to get my Rift Guardian to pop, but it is close, so you may have to pop on over to floor 4. In that case, you just go over there and just kill some trash, or kill some elites, or one elite or something like that. You should be good to go. But once that Rift Guardian does pop, you have to hurry up and try to get that Land of the Dead back up. So go ahead and throw your bone spears at him if you don't have it popped. If you have it to pop, then you're golden. He'll go down super quick. But if he's not popped yet, or if you don't have Land of the Dead, just go ahead and throw those bone spears, and it will re-trigger the Land of the Dead. And then once it's popped, boom, the Rift Guardian goes down once you devour, and then just take him out real easy. But that's about it for the maps here. I'm gonna go ahead and move on over to my run, show you guys. It did take quite a bit of runs to get my final run, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. It finally feels good to be on the EU. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. This is Eazy, and I'm out.